Alright, so we're gonna do an unboxing here. I just got this giant box of comics from Heritage Auctions. What I do since I live in Canada is I wait, I don't know, whatever, a year or 2 years, sometimes, depending on how many I bought, till I bring it in. Because or else it would, that saves me a lot on shipping. It also would cost too much. So, that's what we'll do. Just position accordingly. And we'll get this on the road. Alright. So, there'll be multiple videos, won't be enough here to cover. Let's see. Okay, well, we got lots of these packing peanuts. Probably too heavy. Hey. Oh, well, it wasn't that bad. After all, the box was only this big. So, not that bad. Heavy. Give you that. But not that bad. Let's see. Can you still see the box? Yep. Alright. All my receipts, fun stuff. There's some gorgeous stuff here. So I predominantly collect Golden Age, but because I'm cheap, I collect only affordable Golden Age. Or whatever piques my interest, but usually it's affordable Golden Age. And these days, or at least until this ridiculous speculator boom, what's been rather affordable was whatever is not mainstream DC or Marvel in the Golden Age. So I leaned into faucets. You know, like Captain Marvel Jr. By that I mean who you may call Shazam these days. Back then it was called Captain Marvel. His whole family, the Marvel family, they all have their own books. There was a time when you would go to on the spinning rack, all you'd have would be mainly the Marvel family. He was even outselling Batman or any of the, or even Superman. So any of the big popular heroes you would think would be big back then. So we'll start. Well, here's a Captain Marvel Jr. 32. Rather cool condition. I thought the cover was by Mac Raboy, which is who I collect because he's awesome. But turns out it was by his successor. Still pretty awesome. All right. Speaking of Mac Raboy, this is Mac Raboy. Yeah, I know. Probably look through the untrained eye. It probably looks like the same artist, and it doesn't help that it's because it was all you had was the same kind of printing techniques and the same coloring, but it's a very different artist. So that's the guy I collect. There you go. We got the slot of Golden Age comics. These are Wiz comics. That was the main title. Where might I go? Yeah. Wiz Comics was an anthology series that had many characters inside, and that's where Captain Marvel, or as you may call him Shazam, first appeared. So we've got Wiz Comics 27, Master Comics 79. That was the title where we'd have Captain Marvel Jr. would appear a lot before he got his own title. Wall Comics 45, sorry. Wall Comics 45, that's where Mary Marvel would appear before she got her own title. And also while she had her own title, but it's just, it's like, for example, Batman was in Detective Comics first, then he got Batman. And you would still find him in Detective Comics and in his own Batman title. Captain Marvel, Adventures 92, Master Comics 81, Wild Comics 40, all in decent shape. This I could not care less for. It's rare, but the whole point is that no matter how rare a comic is, if there is no interest, it doesn't mean it's worth anything. This is Fawcett's Funny Animals. And the whole point, remember, comics comes from the ideas of comic, which is the funnies, and I mean, this is what comics were for in the very beginning. It was just, funny stuff. This Popeye, whatever appeared in the Sunday school in the Sunday edition funnies. Anyways, what was popular then? Not popular now. Go for some more. Let's see what we got here. I don't want to damage this thing. Okay. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why I didn't want to buy those Funny Animals books, it's because it comes in a lot. Usually what Heritage does, if there's a comic that's worth almost nothing or they know nobody wants, they'll stuff it in a lot with other good stuff. Like that, someone has to buy the whole thing. I did that. It's fine. The way I copy is I see what would I buy if that comic was not included, and if I get it for that price, then I'm happy. If not, so be it. Someone else keeps that book. Alright. This one's an actual rather rare comic that didn't cost much. Still affordable, even though it's rather rare. This is Captain Marvel Avengers number 150. It is the very last book in the run. By that time, they got sued because he looked a lot like Superman, and he was making more money than DC. The whole point, remember, the whole thing with copyrights is that nobody's gonna mess with you until you start making money. If you make money that they can't make, then they come after you. And in this case, they really were. So yeah, Fawcett had to shut down all the books that were superhero related, or at least related to him. And so this was the very last book published that had the Captain Marvel in it. I think either that or I know it's the last one in his series. There is no Captain Marvel Avengers number 151. It ends with this, and funny enough, it ends with his wedding. Haven't read it. Don't know if I will. I'd like to. That actually looks pretty fun, but that's what it is. So we'll see how it goes when I read it. Happy to get that one. This one I like a lot. This one looks awesome. This is Captain Marvel Adventures 16, so much earlier than 150. I don't know how rare it is compared, but I really like it. What's fun was this is a war era book, and back then it was all about, kicking the butt of the Axis. So yeah, here, paste the Axis. That would be Japan and the Nazis, and even Italy. And in this case, it's about beating the Jap invaders in Alaska. What I like about this is you've got Uncle Sam taking out taking out his not vest. What would this be? His suit? Yeah, taking out his suit. He's about to kick some ass. You got Captain Marvel rolling up his shoulders. Someone's gonna get hurt. I just find it funny. I think it looks awesome. The art's really, really good. I mean, remember, these artists, there was no Kubert School for the comic arts. There was no learning about how to draw for comics. You really went to school for learning to be an artist. Not necessarily a proper artist, but an artist, I would say, in the more traditional sense. So illustrations, right? So everybody here has, decent proportions. There's no crazy Rob Liefeld looks. And anyways, really fun stuff. So art looks great. And Uncle Sam's gonna kick your ass. I look forward to this one. I'm gonna read. I'm actually gonna read this one since it's not in a CGC case. This will be fun to read. For the ones that are in CGC cases, I usually either find them online, or I get a much worse looking book that I can buy and read. But they're usually offered online. And you know what? Funny enough, many of these are in the public domain. So if someone did put them online, they're actually free to read. I don't just collect Golden Age. I collect whatever I like. In this case, I wanted to get some X-Men. This is a good X-Men book. This is the very first Sentinel. So a key issue. It's not phenomenal. I mean, it presents really, really well. At first, when you look at it, you think it looks good. But of course, as soon as you see some missing pieces here, brings down the grade big time. I'll have to have the points get taken off. But look, this looking copy, key issue, I'm all for it. Here's an X-Men 15. So continuation to 14, more Sentinels, why not? X-Men 11, could not care less. It's an early title, fun for that. It's probably rarer than the later ones, but there's nobody that's phenomenal introduced here. It's a run-of-the-mill story. It came with a lot, so that's what I went for it. Well, look, more X-Men, more early X-Men, never a problem. X-Men 16, so more Sentinels. Great stuff. Believe this is the first master mold. Don't quote me on this. Might be. So what else we got? Oh, so it's a run. That's fun. Okay, so we got 17 as well. Awesome red cover. Looks good. Looks really, really good. 47. So there we get into the stuff that's not as cool. Not as rare. 47. Here we got 48. 49, even though 50 is the cover that everybody remembers, and it's not in the slot, that one they can sell on their own pretty well. 49 is a very key issue. This is the first Polaris. Not the cool, not the cool Polaris that we'll see in number 50, but Polaris nonetheless. So fun stuff. And first Polaris. I won't say no to that. And we got number 60. And that's fun stuff, because it's the first Sauron. I always found the name funny. Sauron, because he is a dinosaur, and he soars in the sky. He's a pterodactyl. He's a mutant. He's what he is. His mutant power is that if he takes in any energy, he turns into a pterodactyl. However, the reason why he likes the name, why he chose the name, is because he related to the character in Lord of the Rings. He was this character who turns into Sauron, the pterodactyl, is a fan of J.R. Tolkien. And if I'm not wrong, I think, yes, this is a Neil Adams cover. So, really fun stuff. The one before was a Steranko cover. All right.